Hey! We're here with another after show. And Nathan, I didn't give you the link because I was 50-50 whether I was actually going to do it. And I got a second wind at the end of the day, and although it's coming up to midnight now, I think we've got 2 more hours. I've got a 2-hour show for you guys. So this was from yesterday, actually. Was it from yesterday? Yes, it was. This was from yesterday. So me and the lads stayed around after the show yesterday, and we had a bit of a chat. And you're going to see what actually went down in the after show, as Nathan would say, the bootleg after show, which I don't mind actually. I don't mind calling it a bootleg after show, to be fair. Right, okay, so let's see who we've got in. We have Amanda Young, Ian Adams, Paige, Ute, Awakened Narrative, Bill G, Bates, Quantum Eraser's in. Oh, he doesn't have a wrench. I'm going to have to wrench you there, Red. There we go. Obviously, we've got Nathan Oakley in. Ute's always around. Mason B, nice to see you in, my friend. And plenty more. Anon Moto as well. Domesticated Parrot, what's happening with your shirt? I think it's just, I don't know. It's the green screen. The light isn't, it's not catching it right for some reason. So it doesn't work very well with black. But as I say, it was a last minute thing and I didn't get time to change, so you're just going to have to put up with that for the time being. Don't worry, you won't have my my face on for very much longer, I promise you that. Okay, so let me go to take me off. Just a reminder that I do have a Patreon, guys. If you feel like you want to support the show, the work I'm doing, if you listened to the show last night with Brian and Brenda, I'm sure you had a bit of fun with that. But anyway, all this aside, if you do feel like you fancy supporting the show, I really would appreciate it. It's Ranty Flat Earth. The link is in the description below. Right, okay, let's get on with the show. That's what you're all here for. So who do we have in? We have Arwin, Chocolate, 10th Man, Nathan, Sleeping Warrior, Adam Meakin, and we may have a Quantum Eraser. So, without further ado, let's get this show on the road. Dun 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 dun.
Exactly, Anthony. When you did that with the white lab coat, we saw what you did, and we saw the egg move. But Bob could see the same, but sticks to his ideology more.
He just doesn't want to accept that there was a force involved in some way. I mean, who cares what the force was? It could have been snowballs, but the point is, Summit made it move, and Bob denies that Summit made it move. Bob just doesn't want to accept it. I don't know whether he says it's ego against me, and I'm like, what would your reason for denying what you see, Bob, be? What would that reason be, Bob? And I can only think
bubbly.
Himself.
bubbly.
Bob and the egg bobbing.
I just don't understand the guy.
I'd like to know how Fight the Flat Earth thinks that a force that's not a physical force keeps gas from fucking off. How does that work?
I don't understand.
It's gravity.
It's just it's just games.
It's not a physical force. So how is it doing anything?
Well, they're figuring it out as we speak. They're not
Are we going into metaphysical?
No, but they still have to figure out what gravity is in order to explain how it does it.
Okay. It doesn't matter because
you get where I'm going.
it doesn't matter because since gas moves in all directions, all their arguments fall.
It doesn't matter.
I like that. The arguments fall, but the gas doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's just games with him, you know.
With who?
Subscribe to Nathan Oakley 1980 and Nathan Oakley, respectively.
Okay.
Okay, that's random. Yeah, it's games with Fight the Flat Earth, mate.
That's a shameless plug if I ever heard one.
He's clearly in it to tell his gullible audience the convenient lie, and those that want to hear it support him.
No one else caught that.
Well, If you're saying, Ranty, that Fight the Flat Earth is not really with his heart in it, I'm all with you. I think he is kind of just like doing it for the bucks of it. He's done so many different type of things. He doesn't really care. It's just his job, and Globe happens to be a good score in his view.
Let's get a list of names, and let's try to divine what they're doing and why they're doing it. That'd be fun.
Oh, can I be Mystic Meg?
Go ahead. Fight the Flat Earth. Start with him.
I don't tend
You
to
guys don't agree with me?
The motivation of these fundy fuckwits isn't my bag.
Well, you can look at their background, what they have done, what they are doing, how they do it, and how
that's
they
what
go
I
about
want to
socially.
do.
And then you can draw certain conclusions as to what they are doing and what are they doing it for.
You need
And
more
I think that Fight the
information.
Flat Earth is really he just wants YouTube money and shit. I don't
Nah,
think...
you can't make that conclusion, basically. You need more information. If you had his palm in front of you,
No,
then...
no, Nathan. It's not even funny. It's actually serious. This is not Mystic Mag. This is called data analysis. Algorithms are programmed to do this specifically. Don't interrupt me, right? Okay. So we do know some things about Fight the Flat Earth. I've seen videos of him that people showed me of what he's been doing in the last years before this Flat Earth stuff. He's doing a lot of videos. Because he
was making videos about fucking video games. Like, who cares about this asshole?
Exactly.
This moron is running around telling flat earthers that because they teach their kids about flat earth, they're a child abuser, right? This is a freaking insane nutbag that I would have no respect for at all.
Absolutely.
So he can go fuck himself, as far as I'm concerned. We're wasting oxygen freaking talking about him, to be honest.
I'm just saying he is not really that much into it. He's just a speaking point. He wants to be the media for the ballers kind of guy. That's what he wants. It's very obvious. He's always just trying to be popular, going along. And what is his actual research? What are his real opinions grounded in his own things, not what somebody else told him directly?
Yeah, this is the guy that measured the distance to the sun because he was bored one day in his room or something. Like, he had some time on his hands and he measured the distance to the sun. Or he taught his kids how to figure out their location on Earth with nothing but a swinging pendulum. I mean, come on.
What?
Subscribe to the Quantum
I didn't
Laser.
know that, but
Live shows Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Ball Busters on Saturdays. Thanks.
Subscribe to Nathan Oakley 1980. Subscribe to Sleeping Warrior.
subscribe to Ranty Flat Earth.
Yay!
And to me, Arwin.
Yeah, married to Xbox. Do you remember that was his old channel, Arwin?
Sorry?
His old channel, Fight the Flat Earth, it was married to Xbox.
Right.
And he dressed up as a zombie and all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh my god. That was so silly.
So, Ranty, what's your position on Bob's position on gravity against Sleeping Warrior?
Say again. What? What's my position about what?
Yeah, where's your stance? Oh, by the way, I forgot. Thanks for those picks, man. They were really good.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, and you'll be seeing them again shortly. But I digress. What is your position on Bob's position on gravity and his position against Sleeping Warrior's position on gravity? Where you stand on that?
What does he? He doesn't have any.
I'm sitting on the sidelines. Go ahead, Nathan.
He doesn't have any.
Let me race your channel today.
What are you saying, Nathan?
Said I'm looking into my ball. Clouds and distant objects. I see a man. It's Bob. I can see inside his brain. He's thinking about Anthony. Ah, the clouds, they have gone cloudy. I cannot see anymore.
Well, you're completely useless, Nathan, so never mind.
The clouds have gone cloudy.
If that is the extent of your skill of divining, then you're completely useless.
Hang on, for $20 more.
What you
For
want? You get me the man's palm. I'll tell you what's what.
For $20
Well, you
more.
go get his palm. I'm not going over to America to scan his palm for you. Put his hand in a copying machine.
The moment passed by Arwen's interruption.
Yeah, it did. Sorry, Tim.
Arwen, all you had to do was give another $20 and he'd finish it.
The clouds are getting cloudy.
No, you need to give me $20 so I can actually give you a proper divining. Not this dumb shit.
There's no proper divining.
Yeah,
That's
there
the whole
is.
point.
Yeah, sorry, you can't handle it. I know, 10th
All right,
man.
what am I
You're going to make
thinking
an issue
right
out of
now?
it, and you're going to
What
bring
am I
Christ into
thinking?
it. Yes,
What am I
you
thinking
can.
right now for $20?
Day.
Okay, let's calm the chakra, all right?
What am I thinking
I don't
right
give a
now
shit.
for
I don't
$20?
give a shit about his hardcore.
Give me the proper divine.
that nonsense.
Come on.
And a nice interrupting Nathan twice today in the middle of his
Don't
explanation.
avoid me. $20.
Right now.
What am I
It's
thinking?
about fire, chickens, digging things, feeding things. Am I close? Am I warm?
No.
How do you? What do you say? No, Arwen. I'm wrong about divining 10th man's thoughts here, am I?
Yes. Yes, you are.
You let me know when I'm right, Arwen.
Because he's correctly divining your thoughts of divining him.
I
There
see.
you go.
Arwen knows what I'm going to think next.
If Nathan would have said, "Hey, you're currently thinking I'm wrong," then I would have had a problem because I can't say yes to that because then it would be correct.
Were you thinking Arwen's wrong?
No, that you're wrong.
He was so desperate for $20. Now he won't man up.
Or was he right? Did he get $20?
No, he didn't say what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
A Macanudo cigar.
A cigar?
Yes.
I was never guessed that.
Why would you?
Because he can't divine.
Because I was going to apply lots of stereotyping fallacies to him as a farmer and then guess lots of farming things.
Well, you know what? Divining usually works a lot better when you know more about the person, when you've actually see them do things. Then you can compare it to everything you've ever experienced with other people your entire life. And then intuitively compare it. And you'll be surprised if you do this your entire life, how much viable results come out of that. But yeah, you have to dedicate your entire life to it.
I sarcastically said, get me his palm. And you're now basically saying the same thing.
No, I don't need a palm. I don't do palm reading. I don't do tea leaf reading. No, I just do energy reading. People reading.
Come on.
Yeah, come on. I know it's so far away from you. I know you don't like it. I do it though. Oh, did you know that I'm pretty certain that Bigfoot exists too? Just for the record.
You just want people to ridicule you, don't you, Arwen?
No, I'm making a stand. I'm making a stand against boring, gray nihilism, where nothing is possible if you can't prove something physically or if it's not whatever standard. I do what I do, and I know it works because it has been working. It's been working fine.
Well, it didn't work for $20.
Bigfoot.
Oh, really? Well, I got more than $80 2 days ago. Yeah.
Well, what sucker paid you $80 for what?
No, it's called support.
What
Well,
was
that's not the same subject then.
What was the segue to Bigfoot all about?
Gout.
So you're talking about divining and how that's ridiculous, and you think that empath skills, feeling, reading, sensing the atmosphere in rooms and all that's all just bullshit? It's all just make-believe? Think that too?
Yeah, it's complete bollocks.
Right. Well, I am one of these persons that's been doing that very actively for 20 years, and I'm telling you, it's not bollocks.
Okay.
But that's fine. If you don't want to believe that, that's fine.
Okay, I'll take it back. Right, there's people out there that for instance, neuro-linguistic programming that have studied how people react to certain ways of talking to them or self-programming to better their lives. And they can show correlative results that would suggest that it's extremely effective. And the people that claim to have honed that skill doesn't change the fact that it's complete bollocks.
Hey, sure. Just assert it. That's fine. Nobody's laying any scientific claims about it, though. You know, there's more to life than just science. But it's important to be correct about science, nonetheless. But hey, if you don't want to have anything to do with any of that type of thing, that's your prerogative. It's your spirit balance, your personhood, the way you handle yourself in this world. Oh, there's people out there that absolutely can use those things in a viable way, and that come to rely upon them heavily, not in the open, not bragging about it every day, not trying to sell it, but just leaning on that their entire lives in order to make the critical, correct decisions in the right moments. And it works.
Yeah, but
when I'm watching,
hold on. When I was pretending to divine Bob's thoughts, what I didn't say but was going to for a gag was to say in using 10th Man as an example. So say, I've got him as a very narrow box stereotype, and I'm going to assume all his thoughts revolve around this one dimension that I've got. Now, the fact that you can find out 20 dimensions of an individual and then apply a reasonably broad idea to how people think to manipulate them, for example. Now, while that might sometimes work, it essentially pigeonholes all people into this one-dimensional or narrow field of thought and complexity, which is just so oversimplified. So when I was going to say, no, it's not bollocks, but it's a very blunt tool, like most psychology is.
It all depends on what you're going to use it for. You can use a blunt tool in a very subtle way. You can also choose not to use it. I choose not to bitterly analyze every single individual constantly. No, I only usually do it when people piss me off. Then I start doing that. So yeah, I use it as a blunt tool, definitely. But I only use it in a
So you're just describing what everybody does through life, and that is this. Like last night, there was the national championship football game, LSU and Clemson. Oh, Arwen, when you do your grunts, I don't know if you're in the bathroom or you're just upset at me. I can't figure it out.
Drawing the ball game, did you? God.
Now, see, you immediately downed my rebuttal, which I don't even want to talk to you anymore because of your attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes Arwen, it is a little Arwen. Sometimes it's a little much when you talk for 5 minutes straight, nobody bothers you, and then somebody wants to say something, and then you're making sounds and groaning in the back. That's all he's saying, and we can all hear it.
Oh, right. Okay, I'll go on mute. Yeah, I'll see you in the next.
Nobody is saying to go to mute, bro. Just
I'm not saying
fucking shit.
Thank you, Chocolate. I think you addressed it well. Anyway, what I was about to say is when I'm watching this game last night, I had impressions of, hey, they're going to score a touchdown here. And guess what they did? Or if I'm out with some friends and I see a lot of people in the restaurant I go to where I know them and they know me, and somebody walks in, I say, watch what he's going to do. I bet you he's going to do this. And then he does that. These are assessments based on a lot of things, but I wouldn't say I'm divining anything.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care what you consider.
Okay, well, you're not getting $20
in some moment. I'm not talking about sizing up mental little details somewhere or predicting what somebody is thinking about. That's not what I'm talking about at all.
Okay.
Talking about sizing up how things work, what people will do based on.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said.
No, you severely.
I said this guy walks into a
very
restaurant.
Simplistic case.
No, I said this guy walks into a restaurant. Watch, I bet you I know what he's going to do. Watch this, and I say it, and he does it. I just said that. Sizing up what he's going to do. I just said it, and then you relabel it and say I'm wrong.
All right. Well, that's fine.
Okay, fine. I'm happy to leave it there.
Right. Well, you could consider that minor divining, but it is basically normal human skill. It is a normal human skill, though.
I went to college. I got a minor in divining.
Yeah. Well, your subconscious constantly divines things about everything, about every sense you have.
So you call it. So the Globers call what falls down gravity, and you call what I say divining. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, but gravity doesn't actually involve the senses because it doesn't exist. There's no sense to sense it with. It's a
Excuse me?
conceptualization. It's not the same thing.
Excuse me. They're relabeling what I'm sensing and calling it gravity. You're relabeling what I'm seeing and calling it divining.
Oh, we were talking about it, weren't we?
No, you're not keeping up with me here.
I have a wider view of what divining is at it, I guess.
Well, when you're allowed
To me,
to,
divining is not just some witch.
when you're allowed to go to the Arwin dictionary for any time you need a different resource, I can't win any argument.
Well, that's your problem, but
Yeah, I don't have your dictionary because you just go to it and say, well, I have a wider view. I have a different interpretation. Well, I'm sticking to the one that most people would agree with.
that's fine. You do that.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, QE, in answer to your question, I mean, I actually don't think we need gravity. We need density and buoyancy, and that's it. I mean, but it doesn't need to be like I should be at loggerheads with Bob over it. It's just a case of, I don't see gravity as being real.
Watch out when using the word buoyancy because it relies on gravity being a force.
Okay, density.
Just density, correct.
Yeah, relative density is better than density buoyancy.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, just relative density just answers it for me personally. So I don't think we need, we need gravity in that sense.
Is that you or is that your handler that gave me the message 25 minutes later?
No, so you caught me off guard, and it was like I just don't want to get in the middle of being put to sides. I don't want to be in the middle of a side on this, but I can still have my own opinion.
That's fair enough. So, what do you think about this Bob situation?
Well, it was more to the point that QE said to me, whose side are you picking, basically, Sleeping Warriors or Bob's from Globebusters? It was the way it was phrased.
I'm not asking you to pick sides, but which side do you pick?
I pick Sleeping Warriors' side on this particular argument. But that doesn't mean that I've got any animosity to Bob.
Thank you, Dirth.
You're welcome.
Look, man, don't mention Dirth. He's having a whole total nightmare over this shit show.
Over what shit show?
I don't know. I didn't say anything. It's nothing to do with me. I'm not even here.
I think I don't know. Pass. Next comment.
Pass.
Well, I think it's just because you're doing it all so publicly. I mean, with different videos and stuff. Can't you just get together and have a chat, and work it out?
The guy's a fucking idiot offline. I'd rather do it publicly so that then there can be no miscommunications or misunderstandings. I can't talk to the guy privately. He's a fucking idiot.
Well, taking care of business within the so-called, which I don't agree with, flat Earth community, is not a bad thing. If like this show, we all get called out on things, and we have to stand our ground and come with cowbell if we want to win the day. So why doesn't that apply to Bob?
It does. That's why I did it.
I know. That's why I'm addressing that. I agree with you. We should call out things and then let the argument, proceed, and then let the audience decide based on. And again, maybe the guy who's right loses the argument, but somebody else jumps in and says, "No, he's still right. Let me argue." And then, okay, got it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. We all have to have our toes held to the fire.
So why can't Bob?
Who says he can't?
Well, this is what Anthony's doing, and it's causing, I guess, some ruckus somewhere.
I wonder where the ruckus is because I don't know who. I mean, most people. This is what's weird, right? Most people are either 50-50, not quite sure, they can be persuaded either way. Or the other part of people are, it's kind of relative density does really explain it because we can see it. It's demonstrable, it's repeatable. I could get an egg in a pint glass and a bit of salt and I could do it myself, right? Everybody can relate to it. There aren't many people that say, "Do you know what? I don't think that's a force." Not many people dismiss it, but Bob, and I'm like, how can you dismiss it?
And the clouds are getting cloudier.
It's only going to get murkier before it gets brighter. But one thing we are doing is we're winning against the Globers, and that's what matters.
But Nathan knows he's got a Palm Pilot.
Wow. I remember those.
Remember that?
Yeah, man.
I heard Bob describing it as 50-50. Half the people think this and half the people think that. I have not come across 50% of people that think that relative density doesn't explain it. I've come across the odd one or two that are not sure. I haven't come across anybody that's disputed it but Bob. I don't know what you guys experience, but it's 50-50. Don't fucking think so.
Did you listen to his Globebusters speech about it all?
I listened to the bit that you told me to go and listen to.
Yeah.
If there's anything else other than that, no.
Well, because I messaged him and he said that he wanted, you to actually go back and listen to that because he's hoping that would clarify his position on gravity. That was his exact wording to me.
Great.
The one part I did catch a Bob. It was on, I think, your piece, Anthony. I'm not sure because I don't go to Globebusters. And this is what I look for whenever talking to people is when they use these words. Well, everyone knows, or we all know. And whenever those come out, my antennas go up because it's like, wait a minute, what are you saying we all know? And what does everyone know versus I believe or I think?
I don't know. I think...
And he said something to that effect. Well, like everyone knows this is this way, so then my thought has to be right because this is this way, kind of a thing.
I think it's contradictory when he states that he wants to beat them at their own language, using their own phrases, and then ignores their own phrases, because like one of their phrases is hypothesis, independent variable, cause, effect. Well, when I manipulate the medium, and that causes an egg to move, well, that means that that's the independent variable. It doesn't mean that something else was. So you can't claim to want to use their vernacular and their rules, and then ignore the vernacular when it suits.
In my opinion, that was his biggest blunder when he said we have to use their, and he said the rest of the stuff after that, rather than calling out their BS.
Well, the biggest blunder is saying that wants to use their science against them, which is what we do. We try and use their science against them, right? And then ignore the science when it's presented. I mean, at the end of the day, how can you deny that changing the density of the medium caused an acceleration? Because if he caused gravity an acceleration, and I manipulated the relative density of the liquid and it caused the egg to accelerate, then what are we talking about here, Bob? Come on, explain.
Wait, is there a better example of using science against themselves when somebody like George Gooser, who was a representative of that quote-unquote community, when he says things like gravity is not a force, and we use that against them, is that not the best example you could say of using science against them?
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. But he's literally saying the exact opposite. So I don't even get where he's coming at with this.
I don't understand this position either. It seems to be that it's almost as if he criticizes, right? You know, when projection is used as a weapon, right? You accuse your enemy of your own misdemeanors. Well, I was gobsmacked when he said, the only thing that you're doing here, Tony, is pride. And I'm like, where's the ego in this, Bob? I demonstrated it and you're denying it. I wonder whether it's actually his ego that he's projecting onto me.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Well, when
was
he
it pride
uses
that caused your egg to move in the opposite direction of the force that he's talking about?
Yes, Tony is
that pride?
telekinetic. Come on, guys.
Because again, if it's a force, where was the force added in the cup that made the egg go up? I just want to know, is salt a force? Because you're saying it's a force, saying it requires a force because you have acceleration.
We can conclude from this that pride must be a force.
Yeah, pride and ego must be a force. Well, guess what? I manipulated the medium and that made something move, so why is that not a force?
Anyway, I got a
They
comment.
sell force and salt packets now.
He's willing to call pseudoscience where it fits his arguments. He's not willing to call pseudoscience when it is his argument.
Correct.
Subscribe to Quantum Racer channel. Live shows Tuesday and Ballbusters every other week. Thanks.
Where the clouds get cloudier.
What's today's show, QE, titled?
Hermeneutics.
Who the what?
Hermeneutics?
Yes, Paula's going to be presenting on hermeneutics today. Yes.
Okay.
Can we get a brief description of what that would be? Never heard of that.
I could, but then I'd have to kill you.
Ah,
So
right.
you could.
Any ballers?
Right, what did I miss?
You missed hermeneutics.
Herman who?
Herman got neutered. Hermeneutics.
German bloke. Don't know him.
Good one.
Arwin.
Yes, I just took a look. That was awesome.
Oh, Sheen screen. Ranty, you're here, so let me screen share. So
No, it's mine. It's mine.
for the show, innit? Well, I'll do a different one than you big top. Somebody else.
No, I was just kidding.
What? Wait a second. What do you call him? What? A big tarp?
Tart. T-A-R-T. As in, stop being fruity.
You're a tart.
Okay.
The first time I heard that. That's pretty cool, Adam.
Sorry.
You've never heard the word tart before?
No, I've heard the word tart, but not calling somebody you big tart.
Yeah, but if he does it again, it's a retard.
Oh man.
So anyway, Arwin asked me this morning just to try and give you something, start a theme off to, so it's got a separate look, the Flat Earth Debate After Show After Party. So I've done this look, which is just a kind of start of a 10.
Adam, you're badass, man. I love your stuff. You're really creative.
That's pretty cool. It's
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I can sit that as just a running icon as well, but we can use it for stuff. But if you're happy with that, I'll go along with that kind of after show, after party. After the show, it's the after party. After the party. And the Craig David.
That was great.
Yeah. So, yeah.
No, do you know what I think we should do? It would be really cool to sort of like promote every single channel if every day somebody else put the show out on their channel.
That's what I thought would be cool. If you all had the OBS, the same OBS, you can put your own little icon in it. But if it's the same thing that different channels are sharing, it would show a kind of nice unity. If you've got the same after show, after party logo in there, I can tweak it so everybody's got their own little genre, I suppose. But if you've got a generalized theme in there, like with that logo, and then Arwin can have his neon logo in the woods, or do you know what I mean? Or whatever, but
Sort of, yeah.
Well, we should do, because this is such a relaxed conversation, and we get into a lot of stuff as well. But every channel that's here right now has a part in this, you know. And Quantum Eraser on his Tuesday release, like tonight, for instance, you know, he could be putting this show out. You know, instead of releasing an old video, he could put this out.
That's pretty good. Yeah, let me think about that. I hadn't. That didn't strike me, Adam. But until you said that, let me think about that.
And we could all rotate it. Sleeping Warrior, Arwin, you know.
Right.
Nathan could do it on the weekends as well. He could have a couple running at the weekend, you know, Saturday and Sunday.
It was better when you were surreptitiously taping, though.
There's no after show the weekend, so.
No, but what I'm saying is it would give everybody some content to put out, and also you'd be driving. People would be like, "Oh, I wonder where this show's coming tomorrow." Oh, it's at Sleeping Warriors, and everyone holds over to Sleeping Warriors and subscribes to him. And then on a different day, it will be to Arwin, and you know, we'll all sort of like, what's it called, cross-pollinate our audiences.
Yeah,
pretty interesting idea, Auntie.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
If you're going to do that as well, Ranty, it'd be good early on if you're cross-pollinating for the bigger shows like yours and Nathan's, if they're going to do that, to maybe just do a little info tag to say on your channel to say that it's starting on Arwin's tonight or it's starting on...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just so...
Yeah.
It's a good way of advertising and getting shit out there, isn't it, as well? And
well...
Nice to see a bit of teamwork.
Well, it's also a chance to meet people, well, to get to know us, because on the shows, you know, we're very structured and we're very, you know, in the moment talking about, you know, stuff. But on here, we're so relaxed. People get to know things about us, you know, get to see who we are.
Yeah, it was really relaxed yesterday.
Yeah. Was it really relaxed? Did you have your breakfast?
I haven't ate yet this morning.
So is it just what side of the bed you get out of?
You know what? Not bad. Not pretty good.
He had a nice present last night. I did him a new video. So he'll be in a good mood, won't you, John?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Adam, that was outstanding work. Like I tell you, your creative side is very impressive.
Nice. Shame you can't envy it.
No, I envy it because I don't have it. It's something that's a skill I lack.
And my sister's the artist. She's very good.
I think Iron Realm Media need to dip the toes in this as well. And you'd be the side for that, Adam.
What's that?
You know,
yeah, because like I said, tomorrow night I'm doing the first pre-record show. So bits and bobs like that. Yeah, I'd be more than happy with sticking one out and supporting it as well.
And what's that show about tomorrow night?
Oh, the Bible is a flat Earth book, or as you've titled it, travesty. But yeah, so we've got the pre-record with you and Paula. In response to Travis's the Bible is not a flat Earth book show that we did, so it was quite good. There was the standard rebuttal, wasn't there? There was a fair bit of side chat as well, that picking on yours and Paula's knowledge, and then I've got to be honest, maybe we could have well have broke a YouTube record, John, I reckon, for the most continuous Bible quotes without break.
Without break. Yeah, not Bible scriptures. Yeah, with break. You're right. Why don't you go ahead and call them up, Guinness? Not the beer company, but
I've yet to count them. I might have a go when the show's when I'm sat in the chat as it is. Yeah, it was. How long? How long? It was a while, wasn't it?
John, can you repeat everything after the Genesis 1:1?
Yeah, just say that again. But yeah, so yeah, looking forward to that because I've not heard it back. So I'll listen to it tomorrow. So it'll be interesting.
You got Brian on tonight, Ranty?
Yeah, he's coming on tonight. 10:30.
Sure?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, nice.
10:30.
Yes, 10:30 tonight. Yeah, but he's only going to be a short one. He said it's not going to be very long.
Can you make sure your mic's on
Actually,
when you start?
What, Nathan?
When
would be the best time to play that? It's 3 hours long, the QE Paula thing. So there's no point overlapping with you guys. I can stick it on any time. So when's good tomorrow?
What day is it tomorrow? Thursday.
Wednesday. You know? When?
Have you got anything on tomorrow, Auntie?
No.
It's 3 hours, you say?
Yeah.
Run it at 7 p.m.
7 till 10. Cool. I'll write that down. Sweet. Thanks, mate.
Did Dirth give his blessing on that?
Oh, that was something else I meant to. Sorry, QE, just one sec. So, I kept overlapping IRM, so I'm not going to run a scheduled show at that time anymore. There's just no point in competing. There's not just with you. There's loads of other people who have.
Darren, mate, you can't compete with Darren. There's just no. There's no point. That's the thing. We're moving to 11 because hopefully he's finished by then. Unless he's overrunning a long way, he's starting to finish.
Exactly.
So,
What time slot are we talking about?
well,
Friday night.
Okay, so no Friday nights. I don't have a show Friday night. I think I see what you're saying.
So what I did do was have the second show. The first Friday show that goes out on Nathan Oakley 1980 would have gone out Friday night as the Uncut and After show. Well, now what I'm doing, although it puts things slightly out of order, is that show now goes out on Saturday night, and there just won't be an Uncut and After show on Friday night because it was pointless. Like, no one watched it.
Okay.
cool. That makes.
Well, what about one of these shows, Nath? If you take one of these after the after show, it's something that nobody's ever seen before. It's completely new content that you could put out on the Friday.
Well, I do that anyway, Ranty. So what you're effectively doing is, as I've cut down the amount of shows that I've do, you're saying, well, there's still enough energy or enthusiasm in the panel on the G Plus to do another show, and more power to you. I agree. That's why I used to do 4 more hours every day, because there was enough to do it. But as you can probably hear, there's stuff going on right now. It's loads of background noise. It's just not conducive for me continuing the show for hours and hours and hours on end. But on a Friday, I will, because the Uncut and After show that I do on the second channel will go out on Saturday and Sunday, respectively. So without boring you with the details, but that's why I do 2 shows on a Friday. I just don't want you thinking, after show or after show after party, and in fact I'm doing another show because it's a Friday.
No, that's not the case. No, I meant for like for like the Friday night show that you're not going to put out. You could put one of these out that you've recorded on, say, Wednesday. You just leave yourself in the Hangout, leave it recording.
No, you're not following me. What I've done, I did do that, and I've cut back the amount of shows that I've done over time. So the reason there's now seemingly extra meat on the bone is because I've cut back the amount of shows I've done. Slowly. It's not so noticeable. But you've noticed, there's still meat on this bone. Well, good for you. But I've cut back doing that to just doing it on a Friday now.
Okay.
But more power to you. Your show yesterday was great. I watched.
The chemtrail talk was good.
I think I must have gone to bed by then.
Well, we were talking about how we actually met. In fact, it was who was it? No, 10th Man asked us how I met Quantum Eraser. Not Quantum Eraser. Sleeping Warrior. And then we got talking about how me and you had this back and forth at the very start of our relationship.
Oh, I see that. Your chem burns.
Yes, that's the one.
Ranty, don't call it a relationship, call it a friendship.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. A misspeak.
Yeah. All right,
Misspoke.
I called the oil platform a turbine the other day.
Yeah, I heard that as well. I've done it as well, so I wouldn't worry.
Right, I'm going to schedule that show for 11:15 then. 12:15, sorry.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll make sure he's only addressing some questions that people have put to him, so it shouldn't take too long. Are you doing a response to Fight the Flat Earth there, sleeping?
Nah, fucking.
It's not what you wanted, is it? The concession?
No, he's a fucking disingenuous sack of shit. It's like when what he's done is the same as the Daily Mirror putting on the front page, Prince Charles is a gay faggot with threesomes with his bitches or whatever. And then at the bottom of page 17, putting 2 little lines that said, sorry, we got that wrong. He's not really. Everybody else has seen the front page. No fucker seen the page 17.
Your volume is really low, by the way, Tony.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, that's why he put physical force in it. And that's why I made sure to put in the video, my video, that it said physical force at the end. Now, about this word physical.
Is that any better, Arwin?
A little.
Because I knew he wouldn't be conceding anything.
Goes back to my question of if the force is not physical, how is it a force?
Well, yeah, exactly.
What the hell is he talking about? Or how the hell does that help his argument?
That isn't force, like the whole concept of the force is that it causes displacement in the way it does. Well, displacement really only happens with physical things, so yeah, doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't.
Let's just find the flat Earth is a fucking penis.
He'll have some kind
yes. Yes,
he'll have some kind of ingenious plan about the word physical, I'm sure.
He's more interested in gas pressure without a container. That's what he wants to talk about. And I'm like, is there any point even talking about that until he can demonstrate it? I don't want to talk about it. I want to see proof.
Is this still the regular after show, by the way?
No, that's finished.
Right. So you're
I'm confused because both Nathan and Ranty are in here. So is this after show or after show? I don't know.
Is it the after show or not?
Are you recording, Owen?
No.
Why not?
I didn't think of it. I thought, yeah, because I came in a little late. I had some groceries and all that. I could record. Hold on.
You've missed all the juicy bits now.
Nobody's
true. Nobody's talking now.
Nah, I was about to. I actually wanted to go at some point anyway. You know, I was blabbering on so much yesterday. I kind of felt embarrassed. You know.
That's the first time I've heard you say that.
Well, I do, but the weird thing is normally I do that shit, but it's not recorded. Now hearing myself back, I'm like, damn, that's like too much. Like, in my opinion. But I didn't really feel it at the time because I feel like I'm free, you know?
So you needed your own cowbell.
What?
You needed to hear the cowbell of what we tell you. Sometimes you're a little much, Arwen. And it didn't register to you until you heard yourself.
But I know I'm a little bit much too sometimes, but I just didn't realize that yesterday, when was it, the after show, that it was that bad, really. I didn't feel it like that at the time. But on the other hand, everybody
But Arwen, it's not always bad. Sometimes it's all right, but sometimes it's like the thoughts are coming into your brain and then you just keep going, and it's like, all right.
Right.
Can we?
Not as bad as Tony, though. You know it. And
It's off.
but he doesn't do it all the time.
Oh, when I can sit here in silence for like 20, 30, 40
Exactly.
minutes.
I know. But hey, when you do have something to
Pause.
explain, man, you do definitely take your time. But hey,
You
I don't
pause just long enough for everyone to think you've finished speaking, and then you start up again because your gate's still open.
It's just sometimes I need to first make my point or make a preliminary point in order, and this is weird maybe for you guys, but in order for me.
Yeah, I'm just going to pause it there for a minute, guys, because I do know that there's a few people saying the same thing that I've actually seen on my phone, which is this stream keeps stopping, probably every 20 seconds or 30 seconds or so, and I don't know what it is. It's nothing to do with my end at all. You know, this is running fine. It's obviously something to do with YouTube itself, so I have no idea what the glitch is, but clearly, for whatever reason, they don't want this to run as smoothly as it normally would do, so just keep bearing with me on this. So there's nothing I can do, really. If you can get to a PC, maybe watch it from there, because it seems that the phones are actually the ones getting targeted, so...
To, in the meantime, figure out how to put down the bigger point that I'm trying to make. So most of my explanations have two tiers, and there might be like a sudden pause in between. But hey, most of my explanations do. It's just the way that I put down what I say. First, I have a basic intro, and in that intro, I'm figuring out how I'm going to put down the bigger point.
Bro, do you see what's going? So you want to talk, but you have an intro. You have 2 tiers of information. You know, like, but sometimes a little bit more concise would be all right.
But that's the problem, because hey, when I make a point, I usually make a complex point, or I don't even think it's worth it, or I'll just shout it out as a joke quickly. But hey, when I got a point to make, it is often very complicated.
The one thing that you need to improve, Arwin, most of it we can put up with, but the one thing that you need to stop doing is when there's a baller making bullshit points, when you say something like, I can help you explain that, and I just feel like strangling you. It's like, leave them to die.
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Yeah, but only when it like is going on for like half an hour, and it's just like, oh, please.
He did kind of fall back on that a little bit. Yeah, he doesn't do it as much.
I now only do
I'll
it.
say that.
I'm sick of it, you know. When I just, can we please move on?
I get it though.
I'd rather you just say that though, than like, I can explain it for you. No, Arwin, please don't. Let them die.
I know, but I don't say it like that anymore. Come on, that's like 2 years ago now that I did that.
I'll give you
Let
2
them
minutes.
burn.
I know. But sometimes I just get tired of the flame, you know. It's like, yeah, it's burning it. Can we please
Tired of cooking the
extinguish and
marshmallows?
move on? You know? Because they just keep on burning, you know? Like they're all doused in fuel or something. They just keep burning like a candle.
What's going on with your website, Nath? Do you have to be logged in to view the videos and stuff?
I've been taking the videos down and replacing them with MP3s because of the sheer cost of keeping them up as videos. So last Christmas, when they were uploaded as videos, there was a chance that the main channel or even all the channels were going to go, right? So I needed a home for the videos immediately. But now that's not needed. They're slowly being replaced with MP3s. MP3s.
Right.
So you're turning it into a podcast system, basically.
It's just there's no point in having video hosting for vast expense when I am on YouTube. Do you know what I mean?
Well, right. Well, currently, yeah. But you might want to resort back to that at some point. Who knows? You might get into some kind of trouble with YouTube. You never really know these days. But yeah, I agree. For now, it seems to be perfectly fine just using YouTube. I agree.
It was costing literally hundreds of dollars a month to host them.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Right.
Wonder how YouTube managed to hold all that data from every single content creator.
Well, they don't have to hire anything. They just bought a lot of server space to spare. A lot. Remember the Google boat? Floating hub? It's one giant server. But they do it because they can also at the same time make money off the metadata. So yeah, the big companies that do give a lot of free host space, they do it because they have a secondary income from it. Metadata and machine learning for their own AI products.
I think you need more people to go and work on those forums, Nath. You know, participate in them.
Oh yeah. By the way, I had a question, Nathan. Your paraphernalia, the T-shirts and all that. Have you sold anything of that? Because I haven't heard about you.
It's generally a waste of time.
Sorry?
Merchandise is generally a waste of time. I didn't do it as a money spinner. It's just because people were saying, I'd like to buy a T-shirt. In other words, they want to support you, but they don't necessarily just want to give you money or be a member. So they want a T-shirt. So I did it just for those small fraction of people that want merchandise, as opposed to make lots of money. No, it doesn't make loads of money.
No, I'm not asking. I'm just asking, have you actually sold
Oh yeah, I periodically do sell stuff. I mean, I don't know, I think it was a month or two ago, I got about 12 quid, paid to me for people who bought merchandise.
So that's like a shirt a month or something.
Yeah, something like that. Not a great deal. Enough to not, enough to leave it alone. So I do. It doesn't take any effort now I've done it. It probably looks a bit of a mess because they probably changed things in the software that I'm not aware of, but I haven't gone back and had a look. Maybe that's why it's tailed off completely. But it's not worth dedicating a great deal of time to. It works. I did spend time on it.
But I kind of disagree, though, because you are a show. Advertisement is not just about the profit of selling the advertisement. The more people out there that do actually wear these things, it's going to go up cumulative. It just eventually, if there's just plenty of people walking around with that, it's going to have a very strong advertisement effect. But it's on the long run, so I'd keep it going. If I were you, I'd keep it up to date. Because you are planning to be around for a while, right, doing this?
Hey, you want to make some T-shirts with those memes on? There was one today, I can't remember, it was in a super chat. The edge has disappeared into the vanishing zone, was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, there's loads of little memes you could put on a hat, for instance, or a T-shirt. Show us your edge fundies. That would be a good one.
Or where's the edge of your globe? That's gonna get some reactions. A lot. It's gonna weird people out.
Hello, Anon.
The edge of your globe. It's like, what? Globe? Edge? What?
Hi, Anon. You're right. Say hello.
Hello, mate.
You're right.
We're not recording, I think, right, Ranty?
Yeah, we're recording. Yeah, I'm
I
recording.
don't see it on.
Is the
Where's
bootleg?
it on?
Anon, he's there with the watch. The watch icon.
That's weird. He's not on my phone. I don't see him. I just heard him, but I don't see him. That's weird as shit.
It's like the edge.
It's okay. Carry on.
Can you hear him?
Like, what edge?
You can't see it.
But can you hear him, Chocolate?
Like a ninja.
Yeah, I heard him. I hear him. But I don't see him in the hangout. That's weird.
Weird.
Oh, well. What's up and on?
He's in the ether.
Well, that's the ether in the internet information ether sense.
More like
The
Ethernet.
Ethernet?
Yep.
Don't forget So we have ether. We
Do
have
you see how
Ethernet.
many places the ether gets used in some way? Yet
I wanted to name my son
pointing at the same
Ethan.
thing.
I wanted to name my son Ethan because I'm a network engineer, so I deal a lot with Ethernet, and I'm an Ethereum fanatic, so I have a lot of ether, and I like ether.
Yeah, we
but
noticed.
she wasn't down with the Ethan name, which sucks.
So you called him RJ45 instead?
No, I call him Token Ring.
Do you know? I'd like for you to do a presentation. You know, on your belief in the
Yeah, I
ether.
sent you a message. I'll do that. I just
Oh, can I come on with that one, Ranty?
we done?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Ranty, I'll prepare one, and yeah,
You'll be
sure,
lining up for that one.
Free speech. Anyone can
Thank you.
assert their nonsense uninterrupted if they really want to.
That's the scary part. People are so delusional they don't realize that they're presenting a clown show. That's the really scary part.
But that's 3/4
they
of
say about us,
everything
man.
out there in the world, John. So why would you
John, they
stop
say the
that?
same thing about the show.
If there's no point to a non, then why would you stop that? There's so much nonsense being asserted out there. There's no weight to it, it won't hold any weight. It will fascinate people, and then they will forget about it again, as with all nonsense stories. So there's no point really in trying to block him.
Define weight.
Yeah, I wasn't talking in physics terms there.
All right, I just ate breakfast. I'm back.
Ah, good. I was
Ready
just
to-
about to tell you to get stuffed, but you already did it.
Ready to walk and roll, baby. But all my enemies have been vanquished. There are no more worlds to conquer.
What world?
He is delusional.
I'm
Like
just trying
Don
to
Quixote.
give a little color to Ranty's show here because it's dead.
No, it's not.
You know,
It's at rest. Just change the density a little and the displacement will come.
and I don't accept that.
Yeah, or you could add a bob to the mixture and it's just going to get in the way.
I think
No, I was talking to an ether proponent last night, and for nearly 90 minutes after he started giving me PDFs of experiments proving the ether, 90 friggin' minutes of asking him, just write a single hypothesis right here for us, please. 90 minutes! Nothing.
Only 90 minutes?
90 minutes.
Could be a lot longer, you know?
I may be lowballing that. Chocolate, was it longer than 90?
I'd say it was maybe.
No, I'm not saying it was longer, but I'm just saying
Are you
it
chocolate?
could be longer.
I thought I asked chocolate.
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Are you Arwen chocolate?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got a phone call as soon as I started talking. Yeah, it was like 90, maybe not 90, but yeah, it was up there.
Oh, it was at least 90. Okay. Not a biggie. Okay.
Yeah, but either way, no hypothesis and just assertions. That's the problem with ether.
This thing is an antecedent thing. Kind of
What
like
is what is an antecedent for?
for a wave. In order to have a wave, you need a medium. Simple as that. It's an antecedent.
Where is there no medium though?
So you're conjuring it up to prove your concept. That's fascinating.
I'm not conjuring it up, man.
Yeah, you
It's like-
are, because it has to be there in order for it to be a wave, just like you said.
Well, in order to have a wave, you need something. You need a medium. So that's all the ether is
The wave
medium.
is the medium. So
The wave
what are
can't
you
be a
talking
medium.
No, that's not true, but it's not a
Wave
wave.
can't be a medium.
The medium is the
That's not
matter the
true.
light goes through.
Oh, so tell us how that's not true.
Because wave is an
No, not
attribute.
you, Arwen. He said a wave has nothing to do with the medium. That's not so. That's
Right.
not true. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
What?
Oh my goodness.
No,
Never mind.
what I said was that light does it doesn't need, yeah, it isn't a wave.
We weren't talking about
When
light.
it's going
We were talking
through
about-
is the wow.
we weren't talking about light. I
What?
said a wave requires a medium. You said no, that's not true.
No, that's not what I meant with that.
Okay, sorry.
A wave does definitely need a medium.
It is the medium.
Right.
Wave can't be a medium. Wave is what?
A wave is an effect that requires a medium. It is the
Antecedent.
distinction of the medium that is the wave. Okay, that's what a wave is. It's not
That's
a
right.
thing. It is an effect on a medium. Well, light is not that. It's not. It is its own thing. And it has the exact opposite.
Noun or a verb, Anon?
It is the exact opposite of a wave, because a wave requires a medium to go through, and if there's not any more medium or there's less, like a vacuum, for example, something in the direction, yeah, it'll stop. It'll dissipate. Well, light does exactly the opposite. The less matter it has to pass through, the less it's absorbed, the more of it comes through. That's
What-
the difference.
What does this have to do with light?
Oh, it's just showing the contrast between provable waves of things and what light does, and why it is the counter opposite of a wave, practically.
God, geez, oh man, can you speak? I know you're Dutch and you're Dutch lexic, but can you just speak plainly instead of all this fucking hogwash?
I just
We
did.
weren't talking about
It's-
light.
it's
We were talking about just waves. So a wave is not a medium, Anon.
No, wave is what a medium does. It's an attribute.
Oh, it's what a medium does. I gotcha. Boy, that's profound. Is it a noun or a verb, Anon? Did you guys catch that conversation in Master
Did you guys
B's?
catch the fact
Where
that
he gets
you
drug around by his short hairs because he doesn't even
And-
know what nouns and verbs are.
and
Where are
then
you
Dr.
even out here?
And then Dr. G dragged you by your short hair, buddy.
Dr. G,
You
yeah,
didn't
right.
even reply to him.
Sure
I
he
saw
did.
him. I saw
And
him
how did
talking
you do
to you,
that?
and you didn't even reply to him. Huh.
How do you do that?
You didn't reply to him. You basically just left him hanging. I was like, oh, what
Oh,
the hell,
was-
John D's on mine?
Possible
I was
that I
listening
might
to
be
this.
busy?
I was reading this.
Is it
and
possible
then you
that I
didn't
might
reply.
be busy or something? That maybe
didn't
I had
reply.
to do something with my family? You
You
retard.
have no
Why don't
family.
you go turn your videos in?
Instead of being on here, maybe you should
Why
reply
don't
to
you
him.
go turn your videos in?
What
Hey.
videos?
Hey, Anon. Yeah, the thing you
What?
do every time we put you into a corner, you got to go. Let me ask you a question. We've been asking you something for over a year. How do
I've been
they
asking
figure
you
out
for over a year
wavelength for light?
I've been asking you for
What's
like
the
over a
process
year about.
they figure out?
Christ,
What's the
dude.
process used to figure out a wavelength of a photon?
It's a total red herring. It has nothing to do with what I'm not talking
Red,
about.
what's a red herring?
Means that you're going off a tangent that has nothing to do with the fucking topic.
Oh, real? Aren't we
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about waves and light?
Oh, so
Yeah,
now we are talking about
You're-
light.
you're-
Are we done?
Yeah, I
Yeah, now you're
introduced.
talking about light.
Oh, okay. So
You
so
know,
I
we're
did
having-
actually make a good point then. You didn't have to snob at me.
Go ahead, Arwen.
Yeah, you
In-
didn't have to snob at me like that because we were talking about light, and that's why I brought it in, and kind of
You
helped
just-
to make your point for you.
Go ahead, Arwen.
I just did.
Oh, sorry, I missed it.
So when you see a wave, it's a wave. It's
Oh,
the
God.
wave of something.
Here we go.
You look at a flag.
See a wave of what?
It's a flag. Look, a flag is waving.
A flag
Look,
is
oh.
waving. Okay.
That's right. Oh, look, it's in a soccer stadium. It's a wave of what? Of people. Hey, look in the ocean. What is that? It's a wave. A wave of what? It's of water.
Okay.
Hey, look, I'm
Profound.
breakdancing. Whoa, look at my wave. Oh, it's my arm.
Profound.
Well, apparently you're retarded and you don't get that. You're retarded and you don't get this.
Are you finished with your Rhodes Scholarship now? Thanks for teaching the board members.
Okay, so wave of what?
Do you reminisce with strangers?
You're pathetic.
Wave of what? What is your point, Anon?
Light is a wave.
No,
You need
it's not.
something
That's your
to wave.
claim.
Okay. I see the wave pattern on my wall when I light
Pattern. It's a pattern. It's not actually a wave. I asked you to
It's a
physically
pattern?
test it out. I asked you and described to you exactly how to physically test it out. If it is actually a wave, and you, of course, I know you didn't do it, because then you'd be bragging about that, what you found. But no, light is not a wave. It's a pattern. It's a pattern that you can interpret as a wave-like
funny.
pattern. It's not a wave. It's just
Light-
happens to be like that. It's a
Some
phenomenon.
people say light's a wave. Some people say it's both. Some
It
people
doesn't
say it's
matter
a
what
particle.
people say.
Nobody
It
fucking knows
matters
what
what
light
is real and what is not real, and what is a metaphor, basically, or something that reminds you of something else, and what is literally something. Okay, light is not a wave. The pattern is not because light is a wave.
Okay. Tesla disagrees with you.
No,
Or
Tesla
did.
would not.
You want me to quote him?
Sure, go ahead.
Light
Quote him
is
on
nothing
electric.
more.
Quote him on electrics. You go ahead, because I'm pretty sure he was all about electrics.
The sentence starts with light. Light is nothing more but a disturbance. Light is nothing more but a disturbance in the ether. It's like sound waves in the air. It's
Wow, that's
literally
profound.
quoted it.
Any demonstration?
I mean, any what?
Where is this?
You know, the demonstration part, anyone can say it. Can he demonstrate?
Yeah, you just put a light. You put a light through you basically shine a laser through on a pin, just one. You don't even need two holes. You just need one.
Oh, God.
single
How many
pin.
times?
It sounds like a
You need
conceptualization
one
you had, Anon.
single
Where did
pin.
the scientific
And over and over again. How many times we pummel this nonsense
How
over the
many
past?
times you say the same shit over and over again? You've
I
been
said, how
saying the
many
same shit
times
over-
did we pummel your nonsense?
You
I
haven't
say
pummeled
the
it.
same
You
thing over and
ignore
over
it.
again because you have the
You
same weak ass argument,
And
right?
You ignore it.
And
I ain't
do
gonna
you think that
new argument against your old disheveled argument. My rebuttal is going to be the same rebuttal I've given you 18 months.
Which is none.
Yeah, none.
You ignore
John,
it.
Anon,
You don't.
Anon,
You
can I
completely
get in?
ignore it.
Anon. Can I ask a question? Earlier, you were making examples of waves, right? So you said in a stadium, you see a wave, right? Wave of what? Wave of people,
Yep.
right? You look in the water, you see a wave. Wave of what? Wave of water, right? But then your argument changes when it's light. It's no longer that light. You see a wave and it's a wave of light. It's now you're saying it's that light is the wave.
Because
Like I don't.
light doesn't. It's not a medium itself. It's a wave.
he thinks
It's not a medium itself.
and light is the wave that the ether propels itself forth, just like he quoted from Tesla, but he didn't actually point at any scientific hypotheses to prove any of it. It's
It's
a model,
antecedent.
it's a conceptualization that Tesla probably had, but I'm not hearing any viable hypothesis or experiment to back those claims up, Anon, because I'm
Well,
pretty sure
why
he
don't you-
didn't make that.
I don't know if you did. I didn't send it to you. But Chocolate, did you watch the video I sent you?
No, I did not. Not
There
as
you
of yet. But I do have
answer
another
your
question, though.
questions. I'm not gonna. The whole video is
Right,
like
but
40
I have
minutes.
another question.
It's 40 minutes of quotes from scientists from before it went down to the toilet.
All right,
All
We
great.
don't need
I
citations.
have another question
You're
for
the
you.
We need
one.
Okay.
citations from scientists without demonstration. Citations
Yeah,
are
like,
worthless.
oh, so you've been demonstrating the quantum eraser
Yes,
on
I
this
have.
show?
I
I missed that.
demonstrate all
Ah,
citations, on. You got
where
it.
did you?
Don't
You can't even afford,
sharing it.
you can't even afford a laptop.
Subject.
You're begging people money
That's
for a
correct.
laptop. Where
Well,
did you
at
get the
home.
money for your photon
At
detector?
home fallacy.
Where did you get the money for your equipment?
Last bastion of a crayon muncher without argument.
You didn't demonstrate anything.
Can I ask you a question, Anon?
What did you
Just to
demonstrate?
get back to some type of civility, right? Because, all right. So, a little while ago you said that, back in the day when they used to make these light bulbs, they would make them with, a vacuum inside, right? And somehow the light was still able to propagate. Now, to you, that's proof that in a vacuum, light can still propagate. Therefore, it requires a medium, and therefore there's a medium in there, right?
Correct.
Right. So how do you know that, as opposed to light doesn't need a medium to propagate through, and it's just propagating? How do you prove
Makes no
either
sense.
or?
Yeah.
What do you mean it makes no sense?
Sounds like a formological
Because
fallacy.
you have to. Because you have to. You have to. You have to have the medium being disturbed by something, either being a light.
But that's what you're saying. You're saying that there has to be. Hold on, Arwen. Hold on. You're saying there has to be a medium in there. I'm saying, how do you know that? How do you know that the light is just not going through the light bulb because it doesn't require a medium?
Because
it has. Arwen, can I talk to him? Because I can demonstrate wave-like properties by shining a light through a pin of a just a bigger pin. What
There
you
he
do
goes
is you
again.
see what.
That's two different
What
things
you
we're talking
no,
about.
it's
I'm not
not.
talking about the wave-like properties. I'm talking about the example you used as with a light bulb, right? Able to light up, right? With a vacuum in it, meaning to you that there's another medium. What I'm asking you is, how do you know that there's another medium in there, or that light just doesn't need what you think it needs to propagate?
So you're saying lights are particles, and how is it passing through the glass?
Did I ever say lights are particles?
Well,
I didn't say
what
that.
is light?
I'm
That's
asking
another.
you the question. Well, that's the question. What
It's
is
not a
light, and
particle.
how do you assert that light absolutely needs a medium to propagate, and
So
medium that
let me
is propagating is being proven just because we see the light?
let me ask you this. So do you think there's a major difference between visible light and, let's say, microwave?
Answer his question.
Shut up.
You're dodging his question. It's a simple
It's
question.
related.
Answer
It's
his
related.
You are kind of dodging the question.
I'm not. I'm
just
going to bring it back. You just have to answer.
No,
So
you
light,
have to answer. The
light.
question was directed at you.
Okay, light. Let me just try and explain this. Light is just a small portion of the electromagnetic spectrum.
It's not electric nor magnetic. You're an idiot, and you're dodging his question.
So why is it called the electromagnetic spectrum?
Because morons called it that and have you parrot it.
So what do you parrot?
Light.
Because apparently you have zero money to buy a laptop. You can't make any experiments. Everything you do is parroted. Everything you do is parroted.
At home.
Why don't you amp
You have a Word document.
amp up electricity and turn it into light?
Is he going to answer Chocolate's question?
Why don't you turn electricity into light without?
Hey, Arwen, let him
electricity into
answer.
light?
Let
What are you
him
talking
answer
about?
Chocolate's question. Chocolate, do you want to ask him again?
Sure. Even though I'm sure he understood it, but
So if you let me finish, because it's related, we're getting to the point to trying to figure out if light is a particle or wave or both. That's the question.
Can't be both.
Well, some people parrot it that it's both. Some people parrot.
What this question actually more pertains to is whether there is an ether or not, right? And whether light. Say that again.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah, it's
light. So light
get
is
there.
no different than microwave. It's the same thing. So unless
Light
my
is
phone right
microwave.
now that I'm talking to is basically shooting out little microwave particles, little balls of microwave to the tower, then that's how light behaves. But it doesn't, because we know it behaves like a wave. It's all wavelengths. It's all different wavelengths, from radio wave all the way to gamma ray. Right?
Can you
Radio
answer his
wave.
question at some point? We're still waiting.
It's a wave.
That it
Yeah,
is.
it's a wave. Sure it is. And your friggin' sister is a Mau Mau fighter pilot and Liberace's sister. So,
I'll have a seat.
are you gonna answer his question at some point?
Are you gonna answer my question at some point?
It's a simple question.
My question is, how does your
Chuck,
photon speed back
Can you
up?
ask him again?
Stop being such a dick and just answer the damn question.
Yeah, answer the question. How does a photon speed back up when it leaves the medium?
No, that's not the question, Anon. Come on, man.
That's my question. No one's answering that.
Well,
Everybody likes
didn't
to
I
dodge that.
ask?
I've been asking
Didn't
that
I
since
ask
after
you a
year.
question though?
One time he said no.
But
said,
why is
"Can
it
I
you can't answer the question that I asked before? Though? I don't get it.
Because he wants to rather
you don't
waste
want- I've
everyone's
sent you a
time
video
for
that
half an
explains
hour
everything, but you don't watch
instead
it.
of just answering your question, so you could immediately answer his question because finally the question was answered. Now, Anon just wants to talk for half an hour and waste everyone's time.
I'll just go on mute. Yeah, I'm wasting everyone's time. Go back to the doll
because
show.
it's so
Go
tough
ahead.
to
I'll
just
go on
answer
mute.
the question. No, you have to divert to your question and then waste everyone's time half an hour.
Well, that's
Don't
the smartest thing he's
just like
done
what?
since he's been here.
You're just like Rumpus, man.
Yeah.
Can I ask the same question I asked the other day to Anon? I don't know if you remember.
Nah, he went on. He went on mute.
Don't
Paul.
ask him more questions, please.
Well, no, this is important because
Do you think he's going to answer your question after he just dodged Chocolate's question for 20 minutes?
well, we'll try. We'll see. It's a different kind of question. So, Anon, do waves always act like waves at all times?
Hey, I'm wasting everyone's time, so why don't you guys talk? I'll just go on mute. I need to make my coffee anyway.
Yeah, see, look, Anon is just there to get through his point that light must be a wave no matter the cost because he's a light waver. He's a light waver. It's just like Baller syndrome except with light waves, and that's what Anon does. And he doesn't care about anything else, apparently.
See, but look, I'm not trying to attack the guy. I have a genuine question because to me, the fact that a light bulb with a vacuum in it can still shine the light does not prove that there is another medium in the light bulb, or prove that light doesn't need a medium to propagate. I don't know either or, so I'm asking him, why does he lean one way as opposed to another?
Because the old vacuum bulbs, they would just suck the air out. That's all they do. They don't put anything else in there. They just suck the air out. So if you suck the air out, you still have something waving. That's your ether. Simple as that. If you don't get that, I'm sorry.
And how do you know that?
Because it's an antecedent.
Wait, did you just say that the air was left in and then swapped it in for ether?
The air was sucked out.
Did you just swap in the air for ether?
So you're assuming because the light bulb was still able to work that there's another medium in there. Would that not be assuming that light needs that medium to propagate though? Wouldn't they both be assumptions?
Why don't you put a vacuum, a flashlight inside a vacuum chamber? So the air out. The light disappears. And if it does, flashlight inside your vacuum chamber, and there's something waiting.
Hey, Anon, there might be another.
And I asked you to watch several times, and you just watch it. My problem, Chocolate, if you don't get it, maybe because you should watch Jaren's done presentation, 2 of them. And if you want to ignore it, I'm confused. I don't get it.
You're breaking up, and Chocolate definitely gets it.
You fall off the edge. You fall off the edge.
Wow.
You hear my tone of voice, right? You hear my tone of voice. You hear me trying to be serious with you, right? And now you're just making it a joke. So now I have to take you as a joke.
Not a joke.
Sorry.
The joke is the fact that you don't watch the things that I sent you, and you ask this question.
Because I'm doing a million things all the time. Sorry, I forgot to watch your video, man. But that your video has nothing to do with the question that I asked you.
Then stop asking me dumb questions, dude. I've answered it several times. Just don't get it. It's not my problem.
Why
Don't
did
get
you
it.
just answer it if it's so dumb?
Because he can't answer it.
I've answered it.
That's why.
Several times.
No, you didn't.
Answer.
No, you didn't. Your answer didn't prove anything. I didn't even hear the answer. What was the answer? Light as a wave? We're back to that? Well, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the fucking ether you think is in the light bulb that
It's
that
not
was
in
that
the
is a
light bulb.
vacuum, right?
Ether is everywhere. Ether is like asking a fish where's water. If you tell a fish, hey, there's water everywhere, he's gonna be like, what the hell's a water?
What's your proof for that?
All right, ether's everywhere. Where is it?
Yes.
How do I test that?
Well, that was the
I
Michelson
test
Morley,
that as
Michelson Gale, and Sagnac. Why don't you go look at those? Once you watch the video I sent you, stop asking dumb questions.
all right.
How does that prove that that's not even? Is that even the same ether as which would be required to be there in order for light to be a wave?
Same ether. Without ether, you wouldn't have the Sagnac effect. God. You wouldn't have the ring.
Look, again, I'm not against the ether. I'm just saying when you tell me that a light bulb that's working is working because there's a medium in it. Well, to me that sounds like you're assuming that light needs this medium that you just created because you see the light working. But that's not proof of it.
I see the fringe interference pattern that light creates.
You see the effects. So just the same thing when somebody tells me I see the effect of gravity when I drop a ball.
Well, no, the effect of something that is the antecedent of a wave. So when the effect looks, and it's just like a pattern that a wave would create, then you have to assume it's a wave.
Assume?
The snow's still here, baby. Come on.
And on, does a wave always act like a wave at all times?
Does a wave act like a wave? Well, transverse waves, yeah. It's a transverse
So,
wave. It's basically a longitudinal. It goes. I can show you a great visualization. It's like the wave doesn't necessarily move. It's just the waves. Like for example, when you see the wave in a soccer stadium.
It's a yes or no question. And on, does wave act like a wave at all times?
You guys go ahead and talk. I'm gonna hang out my dog.
I'm asking you. Just a yes or no question.
Shut the hell up and let me finish my explanation.
It's a yes or no question. You could say no, it's not. Then give me a reason why, or say well it is, but it doesn't, and this is why.
That's exactly what I was doing. I was trying to explain to you that the wave doesn't move. It's just the up and down. It's just the up and down longitudinal motion of the thing. So wave itself doesn't move. For example, when you're in a soccer stadium and you do a wave, do you actually go? No, it's just you standing up at a specific time and sitting back down. The wave is just a manifestation of the medium, transverse, longitudinal compression and refraction that goes through. Shut the hell up! You guys are just.
What the hell? You in soccer when somebody stands up, he goes. Where's he go?
He doesn't go. That was my point.
That's what you said. He goes.
Oh wow! Absolutely amazing. Anyway, I want to go hang out with my daughter. Later, guys.
Bye. Wow.
I was going to ask him if wave always acts like a wave at all times, and then if light is a wave, a laser is technically light falls into that cat. Hold on a second. Sorry.
What was that?
Was my question malformed?
No, it wasn't. It was fine.
Okay.
He's using the non-existence of something to prove the non-existence of it.
Exactly. That's why I'm asking.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand. All his questions are his claims are so malformed. They're mostly all non sequitur. I love his explanations about people standing up in soccer stadiums and they go. It's profound. I'm wondering when his Rhodes Scholarship ends.
I wouldn't equate light to being that wave that the people are being subjected to. I just think it's just a false analogy. There's no need for the ether to be there if light is not a wave, and the only reason given as to why light must be a wave is because there can be no alternative explanation as to why light can travel through a vacuum or a presumed vacuum, or why well, I gave you the explanation. It's the contrary. It's the opposite of what waves does.
Well, and see, the point I was asking the question, because in the quantum eraser experiment, the light stops acting like a wave. So that debunks, if light is a wave, then it should always act like a wave. If there's a moment it stops acting like a wave, that means there's something else going on. Correct?
It's not acting like a wave.
When it collapses in the quantum eraser experiment, when it collapses and goes into two slits, it collapses, then there's something else going on there because it's not acting like a wave anymore. That's my point.
But Paul, it was never acting like a wave in the first place. The wave function is not a result of acting like a wave.
I know. You didn't hear what I just said. I said if it's not acting like a wave anymore, that means there's something else going on. So the explanation that it's a wave is wrong.
Yeah, but Darwin was saying that it didn't act like a wave to begin with, is what he's saying.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's the problem. It's the misinterpretation of it acting like a wave. That's the problem. It's a wave function. It's only a mathematical extrapolation. It's not actually acting like a wave.
No, and I agree with that. I mean, I know that's what's going on. I'm just saying, but if he's interpreting that wave pattern on the back of the wall, the interference pattern, as a wave, then if it stops acting like that, then there's something else going on. That's all I'm saying.
Why just bring up light? Other things do the same thing. Atoms, molecules, like buckyballs, they all do the same thing. So why does it have to be light?
But
right?
Buckyballs, when shot through double slits, actually form a wave pattern. Are you saying that?
Yes.
Yep. I'd like to see some about that.
You know what? I had that. I was looking at that some time ago. It's back in the deep dark recesses because that's old. That's like the beginning of the 90s. I'll have to search for it, Arwen.
All right.
Or you could type it in. Yeah, there's an experiment. I think it was Zellinger that did it. So I'd have to search for it.
That would be extremely odd because I'm definitely going by that buckyballs are physical things and are comprised of particles. So maybe then the diffraction-like motion of passing by the slits, passing by those the surfaces, influences material similarly to light, even though it's not the same thing.
Yeah, but that would change the effects of the quantum eraser experiment, right? Because it's going through slits.
No, but both are apparently subjected to that effect.
Right.
I'm just saying it's not directly about that. It's just mysterious. Hey, if actual bigger particles, confirmed particles, do the same, have the same wave-like pattern, then maybe it is not about a wave. Maybe it's literally just this unique diffraction ability that applies to all kinds of things.
Well, yeah, it's even bigger than fullerene. Hold on, I got the world record for interference somewhere around here. Hold on one second. I got too much stuff.
Yeah, I'd actually like to see that. Is there a video showing that or demonstrating that, John, anywhere? The bigger besides the light?
Buckyballs, I can't recall. I can't recall.
You get what I mean, right? So diffraction may be applied not just to light, but also to matter.
Yeah, it is. That's the whole point.
That's fascinating.
That's why I say when people keep concentrating on light, the only reason why they're doing it is for their ether nonsense. Why don't we talk about something else like matter? Like things that we know are actual physical, like atoms, like the buckyball. It's just a carbon 60, right? But I got something. Hold on a second. It's massive, for the lack of a better term. I think it's greater than 10,000 atomic mass units.
All right.
1 second.
But I'd love to see the some kind of visual output for that. But it's interesting, though. It and very confusing, to be fair. Because I never really thought about that. Like, okay, light actually diffracts, has that pattern. But yeah, if matter does that, then ooh. Like,
it's in one of my presentations.
That air friction and all that, and velocity. Like you could say that, for example, if you shoot past something very closely, then the imbalance of the turbulence above and below might deflect its pattern. So it may be somewhat correlative to that, and surprisingly turning out in a similar result as when light does something.
Yeah, well, they shoot them at one at a time, so there's no interaction with anything else.
No, of course, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's fascinating how that would turn out to show the same kind of deflection pattern, even though the nature of these things that are being deflected are very different. It's fascinating.
I've actually been thinking about going to, since one of the experiments was done here at UT, I've been actually thinking about going to it, talking to the physics department and see how often they replicate it and go down and see if I can observe it one time.
Oh, yeah, they have a pretty good, do that, Paul.
Yeah,
the University of Texas, they're real big on that.
No, Tennessee. I thought it was University of Tennessee.
I'm sorry. Yep. Sorry about it.
That's okay.
So if Anon does a presentation, Owen, why is it you want to be there?
All right, I got it. The current record holder, and I haven't seen anything more recent than 2013, is carbon 284, hydrogen 190, fluoride 320, nitrogen 4, sulfur 12. It's greater than 10,000 atomic mass units by Eibenberger and Gerlich. Matter wave interactions with particles selected from a molecular library with masses exceeding 10,000 AMUs from physical chemistry, chemical physics, 2013. I just have the abstract.
Hey, John.
Yep.
I have a very intricate question for you. Is there a correlation between... No, this is a good one, I think. Is there a correlation between like how deep the diffraction is, like how wide the interference pattern manifests, and the speed of the thing, including the light? So if you would, for example, only shoot red light through slits, would the diffraction pattern be smaller because the light goes slower than with blue light?
Yeah, it is. It's different.
Wow,
Sure.
really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is fascinating.
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's why you have to shoot coherent light. What they mean by coherent light, right? Through the double slit. Because if you shoot white light through a double slit,
yeah, it's gonna go all over.
A mishmash. You ain't gonna be able to see anything, man.
Well, you could see different types. It's gonna be almost rainbow split up because there's gonna be different colors in different patterns overlapping one another, right?
Yeah, Arwen, if I go into any more further, I'm going to give the answer to the question that Anon can answer. So let's talk offline.
All right.
He's not on here, John, so you could technically tell us.
Yeah, but Rant is going to run this show.
Yeah. You can always send it to a PvP Skype.
Too funny.
So Arwin, did you hear my question to you before?
Which one?
The one where I said, why, if Anon did a presentation, would you want to be there?
Well, maybe it depends. Maybe there's something that I find it interesting what he deals with. I just think that the whole wave assumption is a mistake. So yeah, if he's gonna go purely on that, then I'll probably be in some kind of oppositional defined position because of that. But who knows? Maybe it could. Yeah, we could fill out a couple of things. I didn't want to be there as a hostile, as an opposition type of person necessarily.
No, you could do it on a fight night though.
Well, I've noticed your stance has changed a little bit, right? Though you used to be a little bit more leaning towards his side. From what I remember, right? There's been a slight change in your thinking.
Well,
Am I right? Or
just the things cleared up a lot more since, I really didn't get the particle wave duality in the first place, and then I went kind of on my own track with the infinitely divisible nature and all that. It's kind of sidetracking of this point. It's just another level. But at the same time, I'm just getting subjected so much to this argument that I'm starting to understand so much more about it and why some things are mistaken and how that works. So yeah,
I get you.
I understand it better now.
Cool, man.
Hey, we all learn, it just takes some time.
Yeah, I know.
That's why we still have hope for Auntie.
Right. Nah, we're all learning. Yeah, but it sounds incredible. But I'm gonna put some poison in the well here. But I still even have some hope for Right the Hand. No matter how atrocious person that guy is, he is unbearable. I get it,
Yeah, he
But
makes
when I was listening to you the other night and getting really pissed, he was on there by mistake, and I was subjected to it. Do you know that you used your old argument that the water boiling scientific proof wasn't a proof because of the thermometer? No one stopped him.
yeah, sorry about that. he got that from me probably, but yeah, I'm not saying he's perfect, and he has like this serious oppositional defiance disorder going for me. He's a total Savanier, but he still has some interesting thinking patterns that you really have to go through the bullshit in order to get there, and you don't. Barely anybody does it. I don't know. Maybe it's my masochism. I've just been able to look through it and I see that there's something interesting there, and I hope that I can just kind of convince him to lay down the aggression.
I got a question. Okay, can I state my question?
Yes.
Okay. You said he's like an onion. He's got a lot of layers, a lot of retarded layers out on the surface. I got a question to ask somebody that states that he doesn't know why a flat tire doesn't spontaneously inflate. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you say to something like that?
Well, I say to something like that, very simple. The most intelligent people, like the really smart ones, when they're on a wrong path, they can say really freaking dumb things. And I can say that from personal testimony. Okay. Yes, you can laugh about it, but I'm just saying. There's something there. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed win, but I say there's some hope. So who knows? It's up to him. It's his
I think he's better off fighting more girls.
Oh, please don't get me started about that. It's a fixer-upper.
What is this? An Arwen
fixer-upper?
I know. It's
Chocolate. We couldn't hear you because Arwen and I were over talking to you.
That's all right. I'm used to it.
Oh, geez, give me a break. Who else is left in here? For goodness sakes, I got a full room. It sounds like a QE Arwen hangout.
That's because Arwen's talking and nobody else can.
Hey, what's up, Anthony?
I was going to ask Arwen a question before, but it's gone. It'll come back to me at the least appropriate moment.
What?
Hey, sleeping. Hey, Anthony, did you square my mission away yet?
Did I do what?
Remember that little mission I had you do with the crunch? Did you get that done?
No. When do you want it done by?
You know what? It's no big hurry, but if I say no big hurry, you're going to wait and not do it. So I need it by tomorrow.
Okay, I'll do it tomorrow. By tomorrow.
Thanks.
No problem.
So what was your question, Tony? Or didn't you want to ask it online?
I can't remember anything, if I'm honest. It'll come back to me.
All right. Sorry for being so talky.
Hogging the mic.
Yeah, but to be fair, though, this subject's really close to my heart. My eye is on this level, So, yeah.
Hey, Tony, great video yesterday, man. Hey, I liked the question you were asking everyone. No matter what they'd say back to you, you'd give them the same question.
Yeah, they're not answering the fucking question. They're answering questions that they think's acceptable, or that they think that they can claim that they've answered the question, but they're not answering the fucking question. Right. Just give me one sec. My phone's ringing.
They're answering politically, avoiding the question.
I like Tony's discipline. He just, anytime they try to divert, he'd just bring him right back to the question. I loved it.
I do it too. Remember over at Jose's? I do it too. Yeah.
I'm trying to forget that.
Come on, I did great, man.
Hey, Ranty,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do on your on the Walter Bislin horizon? So one where I won't ruin it.
I can do it tomorrow if you want. If you're all right.
You gonna do it on Nathan's?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty damning for them, isn't it? The horizon doesn't go beyond their edge.
Yes.
Yeah. Game over. Game, set, and match there.
There never was an edge.
Take us to your edge, fundies.
What is? Yeah, that's a good one. What does Chocolate say? That's a wrap.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely a wrap for the globe.
Isn't it funny though how the ballers basically inspired us by constantly trying to straw man us with their conception of the flat earth model, asking for our edge. Isn't that ironic that they inspired us with that argument?
Yeah, their edge is too far.
But they actually have an edge. We never claimed that. They just thought we claimed it based on their false information.
Yeah, flat Earth society.
Did anyone hear any new arguments against it other than the ones I identified?
No.
Okay.
John, what's your interpretation of Fight the Flat Earth when he turns around and he says publicly that gravity is not a physical force? When he includes that word physical.
But it's kind of stupid, isn't it?
Mm.
Wow.
Because like somebody said earlier, a force is physical. So I'm not getting it.
It's a mystical force. It's mystical. You just have to think.
I don't think he's very bright. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good bet.
Hey guys, yeah. That's pretty cool, eh? Pretty cool. Pretty cool if I do say so myself. Where am I? Let's see. Let's put myself on so you guys can all see that I'm still sparkly in my black t-shirt. I took the green thing off. Didn't go too well. I'll try and get a floaty head another day. See if that works. Right guys, yeah, 2 a.m. Thanks very much for stopping by. I'm hoping that Arwen's going to do one tomorrow. I'm hoping he's going to record the after show and that he can premiere it just like this. We'll see what he does. If he can't do it, I mean, I'll still record it. But I'm hoping to get a chit chat done this week. But I have got penciled in a debate tomorrow. So we've got a flat earther versus a globe earther tomorrow. Let's hope it all comes off. If that's the case, that'll be at 10:30. I'll release more details tomorrow. Yeah, let's see. What else is there? Yeah, and besides that, that's about it really. Yeah, if you guys like what I've been doing, if you like the show, I do have a Patreon. It's there, Ranty Flat Earth. Dead easy to find me on Patreon. You can also find me under the description. Patreon, there's a link there to if you want to support the show, support me. I would appreciate it very much. Thank you. Right, that'll do for now. I hope you enjoyed all that, and I will see you all in the next one.